Some call it hump day, but round these parts, it's our favourite day of the week. It's BUCS Super Rugby Wednesday, brought to you by Yoti. And tonight, it's a cracker. It's a title decider. Leeds Beckett play Northumbria, with kickoff coming live at 7 p.m. Well, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? 18 rounds, 2 weeks of rearranged fixtures due to inclement weather conditions has brought us to this moment at West Park in Leeds for a title decider between Leeds Beckett and Northumbria. I'm delighted to introduce my guest this evening, who is Tom Palmer, former Wasps, Stade Francais, Gloucester and England second row, and he'll be dropping a few pearls of rugby wisdom our way this evening. It's great to have you, Tom.
Good to be here, Joe.
Tom's also has a coaching hand here at Leeds Beckett, so he'll have plenty of insight for us on the game tonight. Now, tonight's game isn't the only one that's taking place. Durham are playing Nottingham Trent. Now, there's little consequence on the league table from that fixture, but Leeds Beckett came a cropper against Nottingham Trent last week. What happened, Tom?
We did, yeah. We conceded a load of soft tries, actually, mainly from kickoffs. We really struggled at the kickoff, and a number of times we played some good rugby, scored some points ourselves, then they kicked off. We managed to fumble a kick-off, make a mistake, give away territory and possession, and they then capitalised on that. And then after that, we just kind of heads went down, and a bit of a poor performance all around. But thankfully, we then put that right the following, well, actually Wednesday to following Friday, 2 days later, away at Cardiff in the rain, and we put in a good performance and got the win to redeem ourselves, really. Yeah,
so, I mean, we've got your form table, your form here. It's been a little bit of an indifferent start for 2018. You had 3 losses, one to Exeter, Hartbury, Nottingham Trent, as we spoke, but you came back swinging against Cardiff Met. That must have been very satisfying.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, obviously after so many games being cancelled, it's really tough for the guys to go Wednesday, Friday, and they really showed a lot of heart to put the Nottingham loss behind them and then put in a good performance away in Cardiff.
Now, we haven't seen very much of Leeds Beckett this year, unfortunately, so who are we looking out for? Who's going to impress us tonight?
Well, I think we've got two experienced Welsh players in Tristan and Connor. Both have got semi-pro experience with Llanelli, so Tristan's at 7, Connor at scrum half, very dangerous, good running scrum half, so I think we'll look out for them.
Okay, good stuff. And look, we got the league table for all the viewers at home. And what a difference a year makes, because last year you played 14, lost 14, absolutely rock bottom. But now you have the opportunity to leapfrog the champions Hartbury and win yourself a home berth in the knockouts.
Yeah, definitely. The team's really turned it around this year. I think it's just having that bit more experience, that league, having a majority of the team having the experience of playing last year. Obviously got some good new acquisitions this year as well, and plus with the addition of some good coaching as well.
Good stuff. But another team who really turned it around in Northumbria, they only had 4 wins last season, but as we can see there, they're sitting second and they have the opportunity to take the title from Exeter, who are sitting in pole position. How are you going to handle this free scoring team tonight?
Yeah, like you say, they are a very dangerous side in attack, especially in counter-attack. They've got some very fast attacking back 3, so I think the kicking game's going to be important tonight. It's quite blustery, so no loose kicks, playing in the right areas of the field, try to starve them possession really is probably the way to go.
Good stuff. Okay, words of wisdom there from Tom Palmer, but we actually caught up with the coaches, Kerry Wood of Leeds Beckett and Darren Fern of Northumbria, just before the game. Dazza, it's been 3 weeks since the loss to Durham. Has it been an uncomfortable period stewing on what could have been?
I think it was a bit raw the first week, but this has actually been a bit of a blessing. I think we've got a couple of players back. We've had time to sort of plan and prep. If it was another week, it'd probably be a bit too long, but no, I feel we're in quite a good place. It's given us a lot of time to sort of lick our wounds.
So it's almost worked as a mini pre-season before this final game and then into the knockouts?
Yeah, as much as the beast from the east could let us, because obviously all our pitch are covered in snow, so we've done a bit. We've done quite a lot of whole sessions, we've done a lot of reviewing, and obviously it's a big game for us tonight for quite a few reasons, but most importantly as well, like Leeds they're a very good team, and it's another chance to go out and do what we do. So yeah, we had quite a good prep.
So Leeds beat you when they came up to Northumbria. What lessons did you learn from that loss and you're bringing forward into this game?
We learned quite a lot, to be honest with you. They took us on quite well up front. They outworked us on our own patch, which is the only team to do that this year, I believe. And we learned a lot of lessons, probably more than I'll list here, but it was what it was. They deserved to win. We learned from it and we move on, and we own one in theory for tonight.
And are you viewing this as just another game or a championship game?
I think everyone know I'd be lying if it's just another game. It is just another game, but the fact that at the end of it there's some massive reward in it, and that has been spoken about. It's not been we have to do this because we want to win. We always want to win, and the reward's massive tonight.
Awesome. We wish you the best of luck. Cheers, Daz. Cheers. Kerry, it's been a long time since we've seen Leeds Beckett. How's the club? How's the team?
It's good. You know, we're had a good prep this week and last week. You know, and having 3 games in 10 days has been a challenge, but coming into a little bit of form, so excited about playing here because it's been off and on, as you know. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah, this is your 3rd game in 7 days. How have you managed the squad in that period?
First of all, a lot of the boys have backed up and they've done really well. Managing the squad's a different word, really. I'd say that guys having to dig deep really is what they've done, and you know, some guys have come into form. You know, some guys have played 160 minutes in the last 2 games, so you know, we'll see where they're at the end of this game. You know.
To the casual observer, the loss to Trent last week was a shock, but we all know they're a decent team. But then you backed it up with a great win away against Cardiff Met. How's the spirit in the camp?
As I said before, the prep's been good this week. You know, some say it was a blip against Nottingham, but I'm not going to take away that they were good. You know, and any team in the Super Rugby can beat any team. We were in at the races that day. You know, full credit to them. And what I'm pleased to see as a coach is the reaction that we did 2 days later. As I said, you know, backing it up and to go and jump on a bus for 5 hours in the pouring rain in Wales, and to come away with a really tough win. But more so, the performance was great to see the reaction. So it's brought a bit of confidence back into the squad, I'd say. You know, the guys are buzzing about tonight. You know, ready to go.
Good stuff. And you beat these guys away last time. Are we going to see the same tactics, or knowing you've got a few tricks up your sleeve?
I wouldn't say tricks up our sleeve. You know, we as coaches, we do nothing now. You know, we do as best we can to prep the team and identify areas that we think that we can exploit them, and certainly it's up to them now. So you know, if they see stuff and tricks up their sleeve, it will be from their own back pocket. You know, up there, yeah, we did do well against them and dominate them up front. I think that's an area that we can target again. You know, and certainly we've done it at a few teams this year. So that'll be part of our game plan, and but we've got a few other things that we'd like to see as well. So exciting times, you know. Good
stuff. Cheers, Kerry. All the best today. Both coaches relishing the prospect of the contest this evening. It's the Ebenezer Scrooge defence of Leeds Beckett versus the rockstar attack of Northumbria. The action is coming to you live after the break. Welcome back to West Park, where Leeds Beckett and Northumbria University are just beginning to emerge from the tunnels. So one last remark from Tom Palmer. Tom, who's going to win this crunch clash?
I think home field advantage, I think we've got it in the bag, I reckon.
Right, you heard it here first. Leeds Beckett for the win, but Northumbria desperate for it, because with a win, they will be champions. Which leads me to throw you up to Johnny Bryan, who is going to be calling this evening's game. Up to you, Johnny.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the West Park Rugby Club here in the heart of Yorkshire. We started out in late September in glorious sunshine, and now we've come down to this. The BUCS Super Rugby Trophy will be going one of two ways from here tonight, either on the Northumbria team coach or it'll be posted down to the southwest to the heart of Exeter. It all comes down to this. Northumbria, as they come out onto the field, what stands in their way between them and Super Rugby Glory is the men that you can see right now in the purple and black. The Leeds Beckett side, who make 3 changes from the team that beat Cardiff last week. Stuart now comes in the second row at number 4. Hayden Thompson-Green makes his second start in a Leeds Beckett jersey as flanker, and Connor Lloyd comes back into the side. 22 kicks out of 31 for the Leeds Beckett scrum half, and he could be a major talisman from them tonight. Northumbria have had a couple of weeks off since they lost to Durham by 30 points to 29, and they make 5 changes to the side that lost in Durham a couple of weeks ago. Luis Musetti comes in for his second start, his first start in fact since the opening game of the season. George Bordell at 6 and 7 alongside Matthew Solway. George Koki at 11 and Edward Coulson at 13. And we are underway in this, well, I say winner-take-all match for Northumbria. It's all to play for them, as a victory will give them the BUCS Super Rugby title. A loss will see the trophy go down to Exeter, and if it does happen, which it may do happen, a draw with a bonus point will be good enough. But what an enthralling game that will be if that is the case.
Let's go, fellas.
And this is the perfect start here for Northumbria in this opening minute. James Christie, the man on scrum half duties for the men in black.
Come up. Okay, patience, don't close the gap.
A good attacking opportunity for the men from the northeast. This Leeds Beckett side will be really pleased with their season as a whole compared to where they were last season, where they were the basement dwellers of BUCS Super Rugby 12 months ago. But they're really come on leaps and bounds this season, and maybe will be looking to launch a championship campaign of their own come next year. But right now it's the men from Northumbria who are on the front foot, and what a good start this could be for Ed Coulson. Just shy of the line. Northumbria smell blood, but the ball does go back. In fact, it was knocked forward, and Leeds Beckett will have the chance to clear their lines. But good attacking intent from the men in black who are here to try and take this BUCS Super Rugby title. Joe's hot-footed it from the touchline into our pretty tranquil commentary box this evening. It's actually one of the warmest commentary boxes I've ever been in fact.
Yes, very secluded, Johnny. Very secluded for this crucial fixture.
Indeed it is. You've been out on the touchline, Joe, doing your pieces to camera over the last 20 minutes or so, and I did say before you went on air, the wind could be a major factor in this tie.
Yeah, definitely. The wind is a little bit of a factor out there, but it's not blowing too hard at the moment. It might get up a little bit later. It's definitely biting, though, from a temperature point of view.
Which we're glad to be in this tranquil commentary box where we are right now. Leeds Beckett are the ones with the ball in hand. Sent it down the field. And you can see from the touch judge's flag there of how strong this wind is going to be. Leeds Beckett do have the wind at their backs in this first half. And not only will the partisan Leeds crowd be behind them, but no doubt they'll be watching down in the southwest right now, cheering on the men in purple. Line out one by Stuart Nell. Picked up by Adrian Wadden. Connor Lloyd. Good tackle there from Matthew Solway, making his 9th BUCS appearance of the season. In strong, resolute defence from Northumbria to try and stop Leeds Beckett in their tracks and try and keep them camped in their own half. Harry Collier makes a couple of yards though. They continue to inch their way forward, but short of options right now. And maybe the box kick coming from Lloyd. Indeed, that is the case. High into the air, the wind will help it though, sending it downwind into the Northumbria half, and picked up by their fullback Rory Howarth, in one of their talisman this season as well. His 15th appearance of this box campaign. Joshua Bragman chips it low, picked up by Connor Lloyd. Lloyd to his left-hand side, and uses Mike Waters. Lloyd. Tristan Lloyd inching forward. Leeds now up to the halfway line. Leeds Beckett now inch their way in towards the Northumbrian half. Lloyd. Stephen James. Now Leeds Beckett on the front foot. Getting deep inside Northumbrian territory, but the cavalry's there to stop this Leeds onslaught. Lloyd. To his namesake Tristan Lloyd. The ball may have just been still there for Leeds, has it? Yes, still there right now.
Use it, boys.
As Connor Lloyd tries to fish it out and does so. Tristan Lloyd. Advantage being played for the men in purple, and that is indeed the case. And they will have an opportunity if they wanted to kick a goal. It's definitely going to be in reach with this wind, or maybe they want to fancy something a little bit different.
Yeah, typically muscular play there from Leeds Beckett, trucking it up nice and tight. Yeah, my mic was off there. Yes, typically muscular play there from Leeds Beckett, trucking it up the left touchline, keeping it tight, playing to their strengths, doing what they know best. I'm sure we're going to see them play a bit more expansively as the game continues. It's a great opportunity for them to get points on the board early and open up a lead.
Connor Lloyd, 22 kicks out of 31 converted this season, for the man who has 66 points to his name. But this to open the account for cheers here in Bramhope in Leeds, and for maybe a few cheers down the bars in Exeter. Sends it on its way. Is it good? It certainly is. Good start for Connor Lloyd. Leeds lead by 3 points to 0. Those who think Leeds aren't playing for anything tonight, and not just here to spoil the Northumbria party, when we start doing the playoffs, which begin next week, it's very important. A Leeds victory here will give them home advantage. Will they, when they face Hartbury, which I think is actually guaranteed. A loss here though, and Hartbury will have home advantage in this BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yossi. Great to have them involved as always, as Northumbria restart. Into midfield, into the quagmire. Picked up well by the number 12, Harry Collier.
Move one!
Difficult conditions, heavy conditions. They've had a lot of rain here in Yorkshire, as much of the country in fact. So difficult conditions, see, heavy going. It's been the word of the week, knowing where the racing's taking place right now. Mike Waters goes to ground.
Back foot.
Lloyd surveys his options. Goes to the box kick instead. Using the wind, taking it downwind, and see how far that has gone as well. But well picked up. And an excellent tackle from the number 14, Chester Duff. Christie.
Move!
Jake Elwood. Christie again. Uses Joshua Bragman. Good defence from Leeds, but so much so, the ball will go back into Northumbrian hands. But I think, Joe, it comes to prove that Leeds aren't here to be rolled over. They're going to say to Northumbria, if you want to take this Super Rugby title, you're going to have to fight for it.
Yeah, 100%, Johnny. They're defending pretty furiously at the moment. Good kick chase there. They put the ball on George Koki, the Northumbrian flyer on the wing, who's coming back from injury. Very, very dangerous play. He cropped up a little later on in that passage on the right wing. So they're looking to get the ball into his hands, but Leeds Beckett more than the match in defence. And then a little bit of an altercation with Josh Bragnan in the aftermath before the scrum formed up. So they're well up for it, which is good to see.
Crouch!
Absolutely.
Bind! Set!
Northumbria wants to be the king. You have to fight for the crown. Comes out to the back of the scrum. And now Northumbria with the ball in hand inside their own half. Christie goes to his man on his right hand side. Here comes the ball. Indeed it does. Box kick from Christie into the win. This will be picked up as Leeds now try and launch a counter attack of their own for Tristan Lloyd. Connor Lloyd. Thunderous hits there from Suvamaisi. But Leeds still retain possession. Connor Lloyd to Nuku of Leeds Beckett. Lloyd again. Men on this left-hand side.
Never held.
Attacking that left-hand flank.
Please.
Lloyd. Hayden Thompson-Green. Penalty going Leeds' way once again. And they've had the better of this first 10 minutes.
Well, they've done well to retain the ball there. There was a massive hit from Suvamaisi there in the midfield. Read the play out the back like a book, but they did really, really well to recycle it. Look, it goes out the back here. Suvamaisi reads it, bang. I'll tell you what, Harry Collier, he rides that very well. Harry Collier, who got that crucial kick in the opening game of the season away against Bar to clinch their first ever victory in BUCS Super Rugby. It's difficult to think that these guys didn't win a game all last season when they look to becoming such a complete side now. They're lying fifth, they finished fourth. That's going to be a great return for Kerry Wood's men.
Absolutely, in this BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti, I think they'll be really pleased with their campaign this season. And just looking at, with losses at Exeter, to Hartby at home and Nottingham at home as well, they would have turned them to victories. They could have been chasing this title.
Yeah, they're definitely in contention at the turn of the year, but a couple of losses. I think chiefly that one away to Exeter killed their hopes, and then went on a disappointing run with that Hartbury loss and Nottingham Trent. But as I said in the build-up, they're not a team to be overlooked just because they're bottom of the table. They've been putting together some great performances, and the win was due.
Indeed it was. Adrian Wadden has made himself known into the Northumbrian 22. Connor Lloyd. Harry Collier. Collier to Dan Kelly. He's got 5 tries to his name this season, looking for a half dozen.
That's a knock on, it's a penalty, no clear release.
The penalty is going to go
Knock on by purple, but no clear
Leeds'
release.
way, and they may have the chance to double their advantage here, and indeed that is the case.
Yeah, it looks odds on for Connor Lloyd to put it over the sticks and take some reward for this concerted period of possession and territory that they've had. Northumbria haven't had the ball to be able to play so far, and Leeds Beckett doing really well to hold on to the ball. I'm not sure what the penalty was for here. Looks like he's held up initially, gets down, and then not releasing the tackler. So fair warning for the Northumbria defence. The referee's going to be hot on the breakdown area.
This Leeds side, they're not the free-flowing attacking game at Northumbria that you see play, but they're very resolute in defence. They've got the best defensive record this season. They only had 300 points conceded in 15 games, well, an average of 20 a game, but compared to where Northumbria are, which is 403, this could be an interesting tie as Lloyd is successful once more. They've doubled their advantage. They lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, great start by Leeds Beckett. Northumbria will want to get their hands on the ball and start to test that Leeds Beckett defence and see if they can penetrate it, because at the moment all they've been doing is defending.
So we're a third of the way of this final BUCS Super Rugby tie presented by Yoti. Good, strong kick-off, and you can see just by the look at the flags, the wind is going to get stronger and stronger, which was forecast as well.
Good call, Simon, good call.
Downwind it goes again, and the chase is on. Koki under it, misses the kick, and an opportunity coming here for Leeds Beckett. The chase is on between the two number 14s. Can Chester Duff get there, or it may just run out of play? And indeed, that is the case.
Yeah, you can have it straight out if you want it. Do you want to scrum back?
But fair warning
Scrum, boys.
that Leeds are happy to do it along the ground as well as up in the air.
Yeah.
They've got all the tricks of the book. The ball goes out of play, and it will be Northumbria with a scrum. And right now, Joe, I think they are living dangerously here, the team from the northeast.
Last scrum is much
Yeah,
better, boys,
uncharacteristic error from Koki there, but as you said, the wind's up, so it's a difficult one to track, especially under the floodlights. But it's something he'll brush off, and it's an opportunity for them to get their hands on the ball. They want an efficient exit and start playing in the right part of the park for them,
Crouch!
which is in Beckett territory.
Bind!
Christie
Set!
with the put in at the scrum. Picked up by Oliver Robinson, one of the Northumbrian talisman, and now they're off to the races.
Good ruck, fellas, good ruck.
Christie to his right hand side, uses Robinson, and now the chase is on, and now they're off and running, and this is an opportunity for Leeds Beckett to try and clear their lines here, and they may not do that. Well, it's a bit of a juggling act all of a sudden from both sides, and I think Leeds will be able to clear their line from the scrum in the deep, but that shows how dangerous Northumbria can be on the counter-attack.
Yeah, classic for Northumbria there. They've gone narrow through Stuva Marcy. Quick recycle from the ball, from the breakdown, which was crucial, and they got it out to the danger man, Will Muir. It's 13 tries this season, looking to add 14. He puts the ball over the top here. He's taken out fairly. The timing was fine, in my opinion, but the chase is on. A little fumble from both sides, Leeds and Northumbria, and Leeds very, very lucky to get away with that because Northumbria are in behind them.
So Leeds scrum inside their own 22. Lloyd with the put in. Good nudge on though from Northumbria. Slow, patient play here from the home side to fish this one out. Lloyd does so. Kick downfield from Stephen James. And does it find touch? It certainly does downwind. It's a fantastic kick to go inside the Northumbria half.
Yeah, great clearance from Stephen James. Great story about Stephen James, actually. He's worked his way up from the 4th team to break into the 1st team and into the 10 jersey. So he's been taking some kicking duties as well the last 2 games, sharing them with Connor Lloyd. And he kicked crucial points last week against Cardiff Met away. He kicked 5 points, which was the difference between the 2 sides. I just love that he's starting in the 4th team and he's been given that opportunity to work his way up and earn his stripes to be in the 1st in this, in this really talented league.
Stolen by Nuku of Leeds Beckett at the line. Pickpocketed it at the back.
Tackle!
Connor Lloyd goes to his right hand side and uses Chester Duff. Lloyd again. Thunderous hit, but they still collect possession, and now they're on the run. This is Dan Kelly to Mike Waters. Waters, good tackle there from Ed Coulson. The ball looks like it's been turned over in the process. Northumbria breathe again. They've been on the back foot since the first whistle, as Musetti tries to get his way out of danger. Instead, it goes into the hands of Dan Kelly. Northumbria stuck inside their own 22. Christie with the box kick instead.
Okay.
Does it go out of play? No, it doesn't. Instead, it goes into Chester Duff's hands.
Yeah.
Duff,
Okay, yeah.
good offload to Waters. And now this is opening up. Stephen James. Nuku. Ball goes out of play. Dangerous play from both sides.
We have him checked.
Yeah, Leeds Beckett looking very good there. Nice little passage, probing the wide channels. Some good defence from Northumbria there, but it all started from sloppy set piece with the overthrow from the line out that Darren Fern will be fuming about. And it went right into Nuku Tuipulotu's mitts. He's a pretty influential player, couple man of the matches this season. He's got a couple of tries as well. He's a mobile fella, I think. Applied his trade in Ireland before he came here. So he played a bit of provincial rugby. And here he is stomping the grounds of West Park, Leeds. Popped up a couple of times there, so he's a man to watch out for, but set piece, you've got to do the basics right. Leeds' set piece is so good that Northumbria can't afford to be sloppy.
How many boys? Boys, numbers 4, here we go!
17 and a half minutes in this BUCS Super Rugby final match of the regular league season, presented by Yoti. Northumbria needing the victory to take the Super Rugby crown. If they don't win or draw without a bonus point, but right now they seem a little bit shy of the 4 tries, but you never know. The crown will go down to Exeter. And Leeds Beckett right now are the ones who are actively being the kingmakers here. Lloyd. Tristan Lloyd. Ball pops out loose. And now Northumbria looking to go on the counter-attack from inside their own 22. But strong, resolute Leeds defence. However, goes into Koki's hands.
Tackle, release!
Takes 3 Leeds defenders to stop him in his tracks, but he still gains a good 5 metres from it. Christie. Bragman. Jamie Ross. Oliver Robinson going to ground. Picked up by Jake Elwood. Will Muir. 1 try away from the all-time BUCS Super Rugby try record. So keep your eye on him in this tie. He could be the major talisman for them.
Release!
Christie looking to fish the ball out. Referee says that it is to the Northumbria number 9. Picked up by Michael Walton. It's a bit scrappy and messy from the team searching for this title. They still retain possession though through Maisai. Bragman now chips it forward, holds up into the wind. Connor Lloyd's there, misjudges the bounce though. Instead is helped out by Chester Duff, who launches this one downfield, and this is going to go roll out into the 22, and a superb kick it is, as Leeds Beckett are really enjoying the conditions here at the West Park Rugby Club here in Bramhope.
Yeah, what a kick from Chester Duff there. Saw the space behind and executed it brilliantly. I think that's a testament to Leeds Beckett's defence there, that Northumbria, they couldn't find the key to unlock it, which left Bragman with the only choice to put a chip over the top into a well-defended backfield. Obviously the bounce evaded Connor Lloyd initially, but there's 3 men back there to field it and then put the kick back and win some field position.
Stolen at the line-out, knocked forward at the line-out, and then picked up instead from Northumbria, who now go on the march. Up to the halfway line. Penalty going Leeds' way though. Well, I think holding on that was, I think, given 4. And all of a sudden, halfway into this tie, first half, this final BUCS Super Rugby tie, it's all going the way of the home side, much to the delight of the team in the southwest.
You can actually see Kerry Wood in the background grinning like a Cheshire cat, but the game's not over yet, that's for sure. So another misfiring line out for Northumbria. That's going to be a concern, and a bit of a missed opportunity actually on the line out steal for the hooker then to knock on. But then we see Edward Bloodworth. It was an absolute rampaging second row. Sorry, that's not Bloodworth actually, that's the number 5, Michael Walton. Rampage upfield, and that was great breakdown work because they were on the front foot, but Beckett stole it. And
Northumbria have stolen it, and that is the said man Bloodworth who picks it up at the line.
Back. Get out, get out. Cool. 1!
Christie collects.
There we go.
As Northumbria really have been on the back foot, and that, well, the Leeds are calling for a knock on there, and indeed that is the case. They will have the scrum inside the Northumbria 22. And Kerry Wood will be absolutely thrilled from what is his side's performance here in this first 20 minutes.
Yeah, they've been really good so far. They've definitely been a dominant force, very abrasive in defence and also in their attacking play. I think they might be trying to target Ollie Robinson. You see 2 men going into the contact there to try and nullify him. He's a real linchpin of this Northumbria side. He's had 6 man of the matches this season, a ton of tries.
Yeah, 6 tries to his name.
And
he's played every game.
Yeah, there you go. He's played every game, and he's not someone. I'm not saying that the team is built around him, because it's not. but he's definitely someone who's always putting his hand up and taking responsibility himself, wanting to get his hands on the ball. So they've obviously seen him as a man to target.
Lloyd with the put in. At the feet of Johnny Teague.
Advantage.
And Teague picks up. Sees his options and he sees Harry Collier. Collier nudge forward, and in fact it's going to come back.
Number 3.
And Leeds will have possession, and I think they may have another penalty coming their way. And indeed, they're going to kick a goal for a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one was for. I can't hear the ref mic, unfortunately, but maybe slipping the binding early from the back row or an offside. But this discipline, especially in their red zone, Northumbria have got to address it because they're going to be 9-0 down in a second.
And Connor Lloyd, now 24 from 33 from the tee. 6 points to his name, 2 penalties from 2.
Tell him to get off for us.
This to go 3 from 3.
Word with them when they go back to me, mate, yeah?
And a 9-0 lead. Well, certainly at the distance, and he's got the line as well. 9 points to 0. Leeds Beckett University lead over the University of Northumbria.
Just have a word with the Leeds bench that they're not to be coming on.
What a game we have in prospect here. Northumbria with it all to do.
Still got 15. Still got 15, yeah? Okay. Wait there. Okay,
Well, the only saving grace you can save right now for the men in black is they will have the wind in their sails in the second half. It is a strong breeze out there.
Backwards off black.
This BUCS Super Rugby tie presented by Yoti Christie now. Goes out to his right hand side. Bragman with a little chip forward. And a decent one it is as well to try and put Leeds Beckett under pressure inside their own 22. And this might be one of the second time in this first 25 minutes, Joe, that we've seen Northumbria get inside the Leeds 22.
Lovely little kick there from Bragman. Just what the doctor ordered, to put it in behind the defence. They're rushing quite hard. Got a bit of a blitz going on. Saw the space and executed it really well. The last Beckett throw, Northumbria disrupted. They want to do that again here.
Nuku. Oh, that's lost out the line out, and the referee spotted it. I don't think it was straight. So we'll have a scrum down inside the Leeds Beckett 22.
Scrum, boys, yeah, scrum.
Great platform for Northumbria here. Let's see how they can use it.
Well, they've got to get on the board here, one way or the other. 15 minutes to go in this first half. They need the win. The win, they are champions. The trophy is in right now in the top tier of this clubhouse. The ribbons aren't being attached to it just yet, so I think that's a little bit of bad luck. But will they have their name on it come about 9 o'clock tonight? Edward Coulson. Picked up by Oliver Robinson. Looking to test this Leeds defence. Bragman. And it could be a chance try here. It is indeed. Will Muir. 14 tries now for Will Muir this season. Gets Northumbria back on the scoreboard. He is now the joint all-time lead try scorer of BUCS Super Rugby, but more importantly, Northumbria are back in the tie.
Yeah, cometh the hour, cometh the arch try scorer, Will Muir, and it was so simple for the men in black there. Big question marks over the Beckett defence there to score off first phase. Kerry Wood will be hopping mad. But Will Muir does what he does best. He sniffs his way out to the try line, gives Bragman a chance to convert. And with their one shot in the red zone, their one bit of quality set piece, they scored a try, and they could find themselves only 2 points down.
Absolutely. Bragman looking to add the extras. This to take his tally to 120 for the season. And just to get this game to within just 2 points. bit of a hook. So 4 points the difference. You got about 10, 12 minutes left to play in this first half. Leeds Beckett 9, Northumbria 5. Now could that be costly come the 80-minute mark? We shall see. Leeds Beckett restart. Will this one go deep? Down the wind. You bet. Could be a little bit too deep. Well, ball kept in play, and kept in well, in fact, by Michael Walton. Christie. Tackle there by Stuart Nell. Christie to his left-hand side. Northumbria seem to try and find their way through the gears here.
No hands, no hands!
Could be careful.
Play backwards, hook backwards.
Close to being turned over here. And indeed, Northumbria just keep possession. And picked up by Jake Elwood.
Ball!
The front row gains a few feet from there. But Koki kicks forward a little. Maybe the wrong decision there from the Northumbria winger. Only gained about 2 yards from the kick, and in fact, I think may have been turned over towards the home side, and they will get the penalty.
What was that for? Play the legs.
Wrong decision for you?
Tackling the legs of the ball.
I can see from this side, but yeah, it looked like they managed to hold him up, create a maul, and they were going to win that scrum. So whoever lifted the leg, again, that indiscipline in the dangerous areas is proving costly for Northumbria.
So we've got 10 minutes left to play. Conor Lloyd has been excellent from the tee so far, 100%. And we'll be looking to make it 4 from 4 and to make the gap 7 points.
10, mate.
Well, we know we can hit them. Should get the line right because the distance will be no problem. And sends this one on its way into the heart of the goal. 7 points the difference in this final BUCS Super Rugby tie for 2017-18, presented by Yoti. Leeds Beckett lead the University of Northumbria by 12 points to 5. So how do you respond? Northumbria will have the conditions in their favour in the second half. But so far the Leeds defence has been resolute this first 30 minutes. Just conceding that one try. But Northumbria have only been into the Leeds 22, well, a couple of times in fact. Picked up. Dan Kelly is the man on the run. Penalty going Northumbria's way. And this is a chance to strike back straight away with a kick right in front of the posts.
Yeah, that's quite elementary stuff from Leeds Beckett there. One of the first things you're told is when you score, clear the decks, get the ball away, and then deal with the play. Never concede straight from a kick-off, and right there, conceding a penalty right in front of the post after they've worked hard to build this 12-point lead up. The score at 12-8, considering the amount of possession the Northumbria have had, I think they'll be pretty pleased. Leeds will probably be feeling a bit short-changed from their endeavours so far.
Bragman again. Hooked his first effort. Well, this one, I wouldn't say it's a gimme. It isn't a strong breeze, but for a man who's had 118 points to his name this season and 48 kicks out of 68, you expect this to be bread and butter, but this to reduce the deficit to just 4 points. wasn't far away. It wasn't far away from missing. But they all go over and a rueful smile from the Northumbria number 10. 4 points to deficit. They trail Leeds Beckett by 12 points to 8.
Yeah, they all count, Johnny. The ball just inspecting the left-hand upright on its way through. Josh Bragman has time to smile about it. He'll know how to pick his game up if he's called upon to kick a crucial goal later.
4 points the difference. We've got around 7 minutes or so left to play. Will Muir, the try scorer. And penalty going Northumbria's way.
Yeah, bit enthusiastic on the chase and a little bit of a high hit there. It's just slid up, nothing malicious, but a great chance for Northumbria to clear their lines.
Indeed,
and take possession from the line out.
And they've sent it up to the halfway line. Bragman getting into the game now.
Here we are.
The dangerous player for this Northumbria University side. Again, a team last season, this BUCS Super Rugby, they were lost to sea at times. Stolen though by Leeds Beckett at the line-out.
Tackle move!
Adrian Wadden on the charge. Connor Lloyd now picks up. Stopped there by Oliver Robinson up to the halfway line. Lloyd. Running stuff here from Leeds Beckett. Chester Duff goes into touch, and Northumbria will have the line out with 6 or so minutes left to play.
Thank you. Have you got off? I got off.
Luis Massetti, the man on throwing duty from the line. Just one game to his name in this BUCS Super Rugby season. That was in the opening game of the season. Since then he's been on the sidelines, but he's back for this last hurrah. That was the opening game of the season when they beat Cardiff by 57 points to 26.
Yeah, I got you.
There's been a number of times this season that they've hit well over the 40-point mark. And going down to Exeter and putting 50 points past Exeter and losing, you know, it's one of the most remarkable results of the season. Goes long, well collected. Christie picks up. Bragman. Gaps beginning to open up here, and now they're on the charge. Trying to score this one from the deep. Inside the Leeds Beckett 22, just shy of it in fact. But this is how dangerous Northumbria can be on the counter-attack. Christie, Bragman. Out wide again, begin to open up. Oliver Robinson. Good tackle needed there from Connor Lloyd. Christie. Bragman.
No, play on.
Going left, going right.
Hey.
On the far wide outside, I think it was George Bordle there. Just going short of the line. Christie again. As Northumbria try and finish this first half, the stronger of the two. Christie, Bragman slices off his boot. That might go out in the full, indeed it does.
Yeah, Northumbria showing their threats out wide once again, getting the ball out there to Will Muir, but it was the quick hands and the slice through the gap. I think it's from Wakoki Koki initially to get them up there. They had a quick ball, but they didn't manage to sling it left quick enough to exploit the disorganised defence, and then a little error from Bragman lets Leeds Beckett off the hook.
So 3.5 minutes left to go. Ball stolen again at the line out. This time from Adrian Wadden for Leeds.
9, purple out.
And now a slow and calm charge coming from the home side, and they've gained a number of yards from it as well. With Nuku, the man with the ball in hand. Lloyd says, I'll have it, thank you very much. And said Nuku says, no, I fancy it a little bit longer. And comes out of it and still retains possession as he goes up to the halfway line. And Leeds win the penalty from it. Good endeavour from the home side. So they look to slow the game down. And with 4 points the difference, try and send this one deep into Northumbria territory as we approach the end of this first half. strong kick as well.
Just carry on.
Deep into the Northumbria 22.
Yeah.
And what a bonus this would be
Here you are, boys, yeah?
at the end of the first half, with something to defend when Northumbria will have the wind at their backs in the second half.
Let's go, fellas.
Nuku gets his arrows right. Adrian Wadden collects.
Backwards once.
Nuku, I think, is the one with the ball in hand as well. Offloads
Right,
it to
start
Adrian
looking.
Wadden.
Start looking.
Coming at the back there with
Start
Conrad
looking to
Cade.
use it.
He's still looking to inch forward, and now
Yes,
with
please,
Tristan
now,
Lloyd,
thank
now
you.
Connor Lloyd. And this is Dan Kelly. Kelly,
Tackle.
now only was 6 or 7 yards out. Lloyd, just shy of the try line. They still continue to go with Tristan Lloyd.
Black move.
Inching their way forward. Can they get over? Can they get over? Good scrambling defence from Northumbria. How long can they hold out, though? Can they hold out? Harry Robinson going to ground.
Use.
Connor Lloyd goes to his right-hand side. Johnny Teague just shy of the line.
Advantage.
Lloyd going to his left. Nuku. Good defence from Jake Elwood. But that's how far away Leeds are.
Advantage now.
Lloyd with an advantage to be played as well. Instead, they're going to go right, and there's going to be a chance here for Dan Kelly. Indeed it is. What a way to end this first half. Leeds Beckett get their first try on the board. More importantly, the gap is now 9. You'd argue should be 11 very, very shortly.
Half, yeah.
And smiles on the faces
Half. It's half time.
of the Leeds Beckett players. They've worked hard for this advantage in this first half.
No, 1 minute and a half when you lose.
And they got a try on the board for their efforts. In fact, it was Stephen James, the try scorer.
Yeah, I will do, mate. No
And
problem.
as we approach the end of this first half of this BUCS Super Rugby tie, presented by Yoti,
Yeah.
Connor Lloyd has a kick to extend the advantage to 11 points at half time, and Northumbria will have 40 minutes to try and regain the advantage and between them and taking home
Yeah,
the
you're
BUCS
fine.
Super Rugby title.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, it will be.
Sends it on its way, and oh no, I think it may have been a miss from Conley. Well, he is human after all. No, indeed, it did go over. Didn't see the flags go over from my commentary position, but regardless, Leeds Beckett are delighted with the lead at half-time. They have 11-point advantage, 4 penalties and a converted try. They take this first half of this BUCS Super Rugby tie presented by Yoti. Northumbria need the victory to take the league title. They have it all to do in the second half. What a thrilling second half we may have in prospect as well. Half time here in Bramhope. It is Leeds Beckett 19, Northumbria 8.
Welcome back to a blustery West Park where an upset is on the cards. The BUCS trophy is here in Leeds, but I can feel it being packaged up, getting ready for a trip down the M5 to Exeter if things remain the same here. Currently Leeds Beckett leading 19-8. Tom, you've got to be delighted.
Yeah, certainly. It's been a good half from us. We've definitely got an edge up front on them. I'm not sure we've got a big enough lead points-wise, though, considering the conditions. It is pretty windy. We've had the wind at our backs, which has made things a lot easier for us. So second half, we're going to have to really, I think, defend well and keep hold of the ball.
Yeah, well, you've managed to stifle them of possession so far. Really, really dominant up front. Is that a tactic you spoke of beforehand?
Yeah, definitely. I think we thought going into the game we'd have the edge up front. In the previous game against them earlier in the season, we beat them up there and did a job on up front then. So that's been our plan all week, is just to take it to them up front and try and not to give their dangerous back three any possession.
Well, by stifling that possession, they raced into a 9-point lead. However, when Northumbria got their chance with the scrum in the right-hand side of the 22, they struck pretty decisively. That's got to be a concern scoring off first phase like this.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty soft defence from us, but also good play from them. They got, well, you see, they get the ball wide, and there's the right winger scoring the left-hand side of the field. Some good play from them.
Yeah, Will Muir there with his 14th try of the season. You've been really impressed with their wide men. Will Muir, and I'm going to help you out here, Tom. George Wakoki on the other one.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of nice touches from him. A few little out the back door offloads, and he's looked dangerous. He's gassed our centre once and made a couple of breaks down the right. So they try and play as often as they can. They're going to an edge and going width to width, and it has caused us a few problems at times.
But you didn't panic, you weren't flustered, and your 10 stepped up here, Steph James.
Yeah, definitely. That was built off the back of some good forward play. We had a good drive. Then we went tight with the forwards and really tightened them up. And then when the ball came out to the backs, they had about 3 guys defending five of ours, and that's where the space for Steph came.
Yeah, great try there. Tapped the ball with pace, sold the dummy, and the try line was his all the way. And it's Roy the Rover stuff a little bit. He was playing 4th team last year, I was told, before the game, and he's played 2nd team all year, and he only made his first start for the ones last week.
That's right, yeah, he's come up through. He's done really well. He's been playing well at every level he's played for. He's not been disheartened at all by what team he's in. He's just been had a really good attitude, kept on trying, kept working hard, and he's got his rewards.
I love that there's that pathway for someone in the 4th to work hard and get up into the 1st team. It's not a closed shot by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's the same with our number 8, Johnny Teague. He was in the 4th team, and then he moved further up, and now he's in the 1st team player. There's definitely, if guys work hard, train hard, play well, that'll get recognised.
Well, Johnny Teague's one of your standout players in the forwards, and one area that you've dominated is the set piece. Northumbria's is in turmoil. Is that because you're really good, or they're not quite so hot?
To be honest, with scrum-wise, we've got an edge, and I think that's just down to the quality of our props. We've got some really good scrummaging props. Both Conrad and Sam are really excellent scrummagers. And in the line-out, on a day like today when it's pretty windy, it's quite hard to get the ball, especially on the far side of the field where most of the line-outs have been, to get the ball anywhere other than the front. And so we're just getting our big guys 2-0 up at the front, and that's causing them problems.
Okay, I want to have a little comment about Exeter, because they're going to be sat around the screens in the Ram or the Bop, all watching this, cheering you guys on. Have you been in a position before where your race is run and you're relying on other teams to give you a result so that you can get a championship? Like, how does it feel? It must be agonising.
I've not been in that situation myself, I suppose, but I think it is. Yeah, I suppose they will be there cheering us on, probably playing drinking games, and or they'll be getting themselves pretty merry, I imagine, and hoping that things will go their way. And well, yeah, if we can do them a favour, then perhaps maybe we'll meet them later on, and they can repay the favour for us.
Okay, right. So the second half's afoot. How do you guys close this out?
For us now, it's going to be, we've got to change our tactics a bit. Playing into this wind, can't use a kicking game so much, so we have to keep hold of the ball. Got to keep our discipline as well, because that's where we've been good in the first half. We've been on the right side of the referee, the penalty count. So if we can keep doing that, and then just keep playing, keep defending well, keep the attitude going, we should be okay.
Excellent stuff, Tom. Well, cheers. I really, really appreciate having you on. Well, there you have it. The trophy is currently slipping out of Northumbria fingers due to Leeds Beckett dominance. Exeter will be cheering down in Devon, but there's 40 minutes left play to come, and Northumbria aren't shy of a comeback. We're in for a thrilling last 40 minutes of this season. Don't blink, otherwise you'll miss it. Johnny, it's back to you for the second half.
So 40 minutes and an 11-point deficit stand between Northumbria University and the BUCS Super Rugby title. That is the equation. If they do it, they will take the BUCS Super Rugby title with them and the trophy back on the bus to Northumbria tonight. If it doesn't happen, then the title gets posted down to the University of Exeter, who I know are watching on eagerly. They are cheering on the men in purple. And no doubt they'll be sending the case of champagne if they can hold on to this 11-point lead. Leeds with the restart, going into the wind in this second half, but a strong kick from Stephen James. As both players just went up for that one, I think one of them may be down, and so we'll have a stoppage in play here. Well, this player receives some attention. He's back up on his feet, so sitting up, he'll be okay. And in fact, he's going to spend the next 10 minutes in the bin. Leeds Beckett's Stuart Nell. So, 10 minutes in the bin for Nell, down to 14. The exact start that Northumbria would have been looking for this opening 10 minutes.
Next time I will bring it back. We're about 3-4 yards off the back, yeah.
Bragman sends the ball downfield. So 10 minutes with a one-man advantage. Musetti from the line. Goes long, collected by Christie. Christie to his left-hand side. To Masai. Ball is scrappy in midfield and takes Northumbria 1 or 2 times to get this recycled, and that looked like it's gone forward from our camera advantage, and well, the touch judge and the referee didn't think so, so Northumbria continue. Masai picked up by Ed Bloodworth. Dan Kelly tries to stop him from gaining more yards. Christie now. Bragman with the kick. Deep inside the 22, and it's gone backwards. Oh, only just. And the second time, Chester Duff sends it down into touch.
Yeah.
So this is why Stuart Nell is spending the next 10 minutes in the bin. High tackle indeed. That is the case. And he was the one who came off worse off. So Northumbria with that one-man advantage. George Bordel, I beg your pardon, was the man who collected. And then this is now in the hands of Luis Musetti. Musetti coming up, inching their way towards the 22. And now gaining more yards, gaining and gaining and gaining. Bordel now over the 22 they come.
It's always there.
And still the inch forward.
Tackle, move, 7! Good work, good
Christie
work.
picks up. Bragman. Coulson got a man to his right-hand side. Is he going to use him? He's going to try and go himself. 5 metres short. This is the start Northumbria are looking for. Christie. Bragman weaves his way through one man and another. Gets himself 4 metres out. Christie goes to his right-hand side. This is Masai. Just shy of the line, or he may have just got there. Ed Coulson may have just got there, and indeed that is the case. The exact start Northumbria would have been looking for. They've reduced the deficit to 6.
Yeah.
So with the kick to come, let's have a look at this one. Christie. Bragman surveyed his options and beat a couple of Leeds defenders here to gain the yards. And it's great reach this is from Ed Coulson if we get it from here. Superbly scored try for the man on his Northumbria debut. His first BUCS Super Rugby game this season. Scores his first try, and what an important try it could be. Bragman 1 from 2. This one's a little bit more difficult. You have to use the wind here. Send this one on towards the left-hand side of the upright. Let the wind bring it back in. Is there still a strong breeze out there? This to reduce the deficit to 4.
10 seconds.
Just wide. So 6 points still the difference. 35 minutes or so left to play. And Northumbria still have a one-man advantage for the next 6 minutes. And they trail by 6. It Leeds lead 19 points to 13. Stephen James restarts. Picked up by George Bordeaux. Bordeaux with the offload. Adrian Wadden stopping the Northumbrian advance. Christie. Musetti there. Christie with the box kick, using the downwind advantage that they have in the second half, but a good collection from the Leeds number 13, Dan Kelly. Connor Lloyd.
Tackle, boys, release! Thank you, good work, fellas, good work.
Lloyd.
Wait.
Stephen James. Collected by Northumbria's major talisman, Robinson. Christie.
Back.
Over the head of Bragman. Ball does go backwards, and we still continue with the Northumbrian number 10.
And release!
Christie. Looks left and looks right. Goes to the right-hand side instead. Good hit there on Will Muir from the Leeds number 11, Harry Robinson. The men in black still have possession, this time through Jake Elwood. Christie. Bragman. Bragman with a kick high into the air. Downwind, down breeze. Just shy of the 22. Mike Waters collects, and collects well. And Leeds launch a counter from deep inside their own half. Northumbria put them under the caution these opening minutes, knowing the importance. As Ryan Everly, man now on the field as well. Connor Lloyd high into the sky. And collected as well by a Leeds player. And what a chance this could be for Leeds Beckett. Going inside to their number 10, Stephen James, for his second try. James just shy of the line. Superb tackle. That could be a league-saving tackle over how long? Just wide inside, coming to Harry Robinson. Robinson, is he down? He is. Well, one act of brilliance to another. 11 points back now, the advantage. Leeds Beckett, 2 tries to their name. And the Kingmakers may be giving the crown to the Southwest.
Breathless bit of play there, Johnny. You thought for all money for a second there that Steph James was in for his second of the match, but a sensational tap tackle from Will Muir kept them at bay, but they kept their heads, and the support was flooding through, and it was a difficult finish for Harry Robinson, but he fended off the attentions of George Bordeaux, managed to get that ball down there. 24-13. Northumbria were right back in it, but Leeds have responded. And this kick could be really crucial in the wider reckoning of the game and the championship.
Well, no doubt right now in Exeter, the men in green are on tenterhooks. They are 32 minutes away from taking the Super Rugby title. Connor Lloyd, this to extend the advantage to 13. To give Northumbria a real major hill to climb. Into the breeze, Lloyd sends it on its way. Not a bad effort, drills it low, but just to the left-hand side. I thought it was around the left-hand side of the upright. In fact, it's into the heart of the goal. So 13 points now the difference. 32 minutes left to play. And bear in mind, Leeds have scored with a one-man less advantage as well. 26-13 they lead. And Connor Lloyd has been exceptional from the tee. So right now, cakes of champagne coming from Exeter to Leeds for the efforts they're doing here.
5 off. Strict in the tackles, so be a scrum purple.
Northumbria will have the put in at the scrum.
Be a scrum purple.
Made no doubt the biggest half-hour rugby from majority of these Northumbrian players' rugby careers coming up.
Yeah.
In fact, Leeds are the ones who have the put in. It's been a breathless second half so far. Leeds just need 1 point. They are still playing for something major here. They need 1 point from today's game to guarantee a home advantage when they play in the championship playoffs against Hartpury. If they don't get that 1 point, then they'll be heading down to Hartpury for that tie. So they're looking for home advantage in that competition when that begins in earnest next week. This BUCS Super Rugby tie, enthralling stuff. This BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti, as we have a break in play.
Yeah, a bit of an opportunity for Northumbria to get together, get their heads together.
Go to plan B.
And reapply what they need to do to win this game. It's tense stuff. We've heard from Tom Robinson on the tweet using the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby.
Yes, please do get in touch indeed.
Saying, come on, Northumbria, we need more of these. He's talking about the try from Med Coulson there in the corner, and yes, they do. Yes, they do. They need more tries, more points.
Well, they need 2 more converted right now.
And they need them quick.
Well, time's not the enemy just yet. They've got time to get back into this game, but they don't want it to go out of reach, which could be the danger when you're chasing the game. Lloyd with the put-in. Good scrum from Northumbria. And Christie tries to stop Adrian Wadden in his tracks. Holds up the play.
Use it!
Lloyd with the box kick. Goes high. Not going to go that far, though. Well collected there from George Okoki-Koki. And now Northumbria on the counter with Christie. Oliver Robinson. He's had a quiet game so far as the talisman for Northumbria.
It's your own player, it's under.
Christie. Bragman. Coulson. Maloney.
Tackle!
On the field for Northumbria. Christie
Use it!
collects and goes to his left-hand side. Good ball carrying this from Jamie Ross. Bragman. Koki going inch towards the line. He may go himself. He's got a man to his left-hand side. Doesn't use him, though. And maybe a try-saving tackle from Leeds, but Northumbria will get the penalty. 13 points the difference. Half an hour to go in this BUCS Super Rugby, and they've gone quickly, but too quick for our referee's liking. And everybody gets a chance to breathe again. 26 to Leeds, 13 to Northumbria, and this final tie of this BUCS Super Rugby season presented by Yoti.
Yeah, a bit of daylight there for Koki. Ghosted around the outside, used the extra man to sell the dummy and nearly wriggled through the gap. And Leeds Beckett were in there quickly with the poach, but they weren't supporting their own body weight. And the penalty was given. Just having a look, it looks like they plumped for the scrum. Obviously conscious of their misfiring line out at the moment. They were very dominant in that last head-to-head at scrum time. So they'll be looking for more of the same here to give a platform for Ollie Robinson to burst off the base. He's rapid.
Christie puts in and he collects. Bragman offloads to Masai. Good thunderous tackle from the Leeds defence to stop this Northumbria onslaught at the try line. Christie again. Robinson just shy again. Christie once more. Koki.
Held!
Good hit there from Harry Collier. Still there for the men in black. Bragman. Good chance this for Coulson again. Is he over? He is again for his second try. And Northumbria are back in the tie.
We got a real game on our hands in this second half, haven't we, Johnny? It's opened right up. Northumbria much more powerful in the tight exchanges. Their scrum is secure, they're carrying hard, they're handling crisp, and they're finding these gaps in the back line. It was a good tackle initially on Koki, but quickly recycled ball, allowed Bragman to feed Coulson. He sells the dummy and wriggles through those 2 tackles to make it a brace for the game. and bring them right back into the fixture. They could do with this kick from Bragman though.
8 behind for the kick.
Well, he was unsuccessful from round about this area, in fact, on his attempted goal around 10 minutes ago. Has he learned from his lesson from that first failure at goal in the second half? Bragman. This to reduce the deficit to 6. Sends it high, but he knows it's not there, so it's still an 8-point game. 8 now the difference, as Leeds Beckett lead the University of Northumbria by 26 points to 18. What else do we have in store? What else do we have in store here? 27 minutes or so left to play. This fascinating tie.
Yep, when you're ready, boy.
When we started out in September, it happened last year. Well, last year there was the top 2 who went down to the final game when Hartbury played Loughborough. This time around we've got one team waiting in the wings to see if the trophy comes down their way, or does it head back to the northeast? 8 points the difference now. That ball spins away. It may have been knocked on. In fact, instead it's gone backwards, and it's just been picked up by the number 12. Number 22, Aidan Maloney, and Maloney could be in, and all of a sudden this game is turned on its head.
Oh my word. I think there's a knock-on that's been missed
I
there.
think there's a knock-on as well that's been missed. I think there's been a knock-on missed here, but
So
the try has been given.
It was James Christie's box kick that was touched by pressure from the Leeds Beckett forwards, and then when the ball was rolling around loose, I think that came off a Northumbria hand. We're going to see the replay, but they were quickest to react. You play the referee and his whistle.
Off his knees, maybe.
It's a marginal one either way, but great awareness to pop it up to Aidan Maloney, who's been in rude scoring form himself. Looks like he's come on for Will Muir. He got a couple against Bath the other day. He got 2 against Trent. So he's in the tries and he knows where the line is.
And in all the melee, the kick has been taken by Brabham and converted. 1 point on the difference. Bonus point given to Northumbria, but they won't really care about that right now. They're looking for the win. But it'll be interesting to see that back when we have a little break in play, to see that back again, because to see where that has come off. If it's come off the knee, then it's good, as we saw in a Six Nations game recently. But all of a sudden, this game is now on a knife edge. Northumbria, the ones in the ascendancy. Bragman with the kick downfield. Good kick it is as well. Northumbria beginning to smell blood. Ball is kept in play and kept in well by Mike Waters.
Lost off feet, leave!
Lloyd. The momentum has shifted to the team in the northeast.
Tackle!
What can they do to respond? They've had 2 tries go against them in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Off each other, get off! Use it!
Lloyd hits it high into the sky. Well collected still with the men in black. Christie goes down the blind side. And again, this time to Bordle.
Off feet, lost.
Christie, Bragman. Bragman to Coulson. Coulson on the march. Coulson has got 1 man to his left. He's going to go himself. What a response is this from the University of Northumbria. Coulson is over. And all of a sudden, the momentum has shifted. And the trophy from going down the M5 could be going up the A1.
Goodness me, what a try from Ed Coulson. What a time to score a hat-trick. He went on the outside arc, slipped through by giving the show. Look, here he goes, here he goes. He's through the gap, and he had the support on inside, and thank God he scored.
The same place, I think, in this game. But regardless, they've got the lead. Well, I think he's missed 3 tonight, so that's 7 points already been squandered. 3 tough kicks, mind you. But this to extend it to 6-point lead. Well, that one took the scenic route and didn't find the upright. So, 4 points the difference. We have 22 minutes left to play. But in the last, 7-8 minutes or so, this game has turned on its head. From being, 26-13 down, Northumbria now lead by 30 points to 26.
Yeah, you sure you skip it, are you? Of course you do. Dan, yeah, Matt, yeah.
Extraordinary stuff. Now we're just waiting for the ball to arrive, and I think 1 or 2 replacements being made as well for Leeds Beckett. How do they respond?
Time off. They can only make 2 interchanges at a time.
Remember, they are still searching for a point in this game. Within 7's also good enough for them to retain home advantage. They are still playing for something important here. They don't want to travel down to Gloucestershire in the next couple of weeks for that opening tie in their championship playoff campaign. They want Hartley to come up here. Now, what do Leeds have left in the tank? They need some true Yorkshire grit here to get back into this tie. 4 points down. This game is still on a knife edge. The free score in Northumbria. They're free-flowing, attacking rugby, but remember, they do concede a lot of points. As we've already seen tonight already, 26. I think their average is round about... That, in fact, it isn't that 26, in fact, is that average that they concede per game. So it's a pass score from so far. Mike Waters was the man who collected, and it was a good collection it was from the Leeds Beckett full back. And now Leeds trying to get back into the Northumbria 22. This is their response. Very important now, last quarter of the game for Northumbria. The pressure will start to build on them now, knowing that if they hold on, they will become the champions. This is Ben Dixon on the field.
Use.
Ryan Everly. Lloyd finds the gap, has to manoeuvre around the referee. Still retains possession. Johnny Teague.
Back on 4. Yep, got back on.
Picked up by Toby Francis.
Tackle!
Adrian Wadden inches his way up to the 22, but
In front of the man on the floor.
obstruction, and Northumbria will have the penalty and a chance to send this ball deep into Leeds territory.
All the momentum now with Northumbria. You can see they've really got their tails up. They're carrying with a lot more verve. There's more players putting their hands up to receive the ball, and they really, really believe they can win this game now. Leeds Beckett need to look within themselves and come back with that muscularity, with that solid, tight play. Try and nullify the Northumbria threats and build their own attack again. Their heads are dropping a little bit. There's plenty of rugby in this game, though.
18.5 minutes and change, in fact.
15! 15! Step. Cheers, buddy. Fellas out the gap!
Musetti from Northumbria.
Step. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
Feel next score absolutely vital, whatever that may be.
Good.
Stolen the line outs, though, by the home side.
Advantage.
And they have a knock-on advantage as well.
Stay. Advantage over.
Elliott. Acting scrum
Tackle,
half.
release! Release!
For Leeds just being held up.
Good work, boys, good work.
Now
Good
goes
work.
to Grand as the number 2 Nuku of Leeds Beckett. James Elliott with the box kick for Leeds. Picked up by his opposite number, Aidan Maloney. Maloney stopped in his tracks by Ben Dixon. Ball pops out and Northumbria sensing something special here. Sensing another score may be enough for them. Ball pops out though, and it's back with the home side. Francis barges his way through and gains about 7 metres for his efforts. Elliott collects.
Tackle!
On the far touchline. Ball needs to be fished out by the 22 for Leeds, James Elliott.
Look on advantage, Black.
Ball's been turned over.
Kicked it.
And so much so, I think Kogi missed the kick completely. And in fact, it goes back for an earlier decision by our referee. I think it might have gone to touch, in fact.
Looks like an animated Kerry Wood
Out the gap. That's
being
there,
told
Mark.
off by the AR there. His heart and soul's in this team. He was in control of them last year with no wins. He's recruited well. He's so passionate about this Leeds Beckett side, desperate for a win.
Well, I think regardless of what happens here tonight, I think he can definitely look back in the season with his head held high. No doubt with that whatsoever. And all of a sudden, everything's going Northumbria's way. I think with that straight, in fact, it wasn't. In fact, it's gone the other way. Scrum down, Leeds will have the ball. Yeah, looking back at this campaign, you know, I think 8 wins, couple of draws in there as well. More than 8, in fact, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins. I don't know, sorry, 8 wins, 2 draws. I am right. First time. I think you can look back at this with a lot of pride compared to where it was 12 months ago.
Yeah, definitely, but he's an ambitious man and he's not going to be satisfied with pride. He wants wins and he wants silverware, and that's definitely the direction in which this side's going.
We'll keep an eye out for next season.
Crouch! 5!
Especially if they're building.
Set!
They could be one of the favourites for the Super Rugby title 12 months from now. Good scrum from Leeds. Excellent scrum, in fact, and they win the penalty.
Across the scrum.
Important penalty for Leeds Beckett, that to G up a bit of confidence within themselves. They've been overrun.
Stops the momentum as well. Stops the momentum, more importantly. And they can try and build something here from inside the Northumbria half. 15 minutes left to go in this BUCS Super Rugby season presented by Yoti. 15 minutes. The trophy hangs in the balance. Leeds Beckett try could send it down to Exeter. Another score for Northumbria takes it back up to the northeast. Well collected at the line. And what can Leeds Beckett do to build here?
Off the edge!
They inch their way forward. Still they continue as well. An army of bodies try and inch this ball forward, and they inch their way towards the 22. Elliott. Stuart Nell. Elliott again. Nuku. Loose ball, but still collected by James Elliott.
Move!
New Leeds scrum half. Picked up by Adrian Wadden, who has to act scrum half.
Tackle, boys!
Wadden again, but there's Elliott. Elliott to Stuart Nell. Nell. Players coming forward here for Leeds Beckett. Dan Kelly, one of them. Elliott goes to his right-hand side. Uses Toby Francis. Francis held up. But still with the men in purple, still with the home side. Good Resolute defence so far. Elliott. Dan Kelly.
Tackle! Off feet, off feet!
Kelly releases. Elliott again. This is Toby Francis. Francis uses his strength to get over the gain line. Elliott once more. Now on the run. Up towards the 22. Elliott. Robinson. Robinson. Stopped by Christie. In towards the 22.
And now move!
Important defence. They need to hold on here, Northumbria. Under pressure. Elliott picks up. Wadden.
And release 8! Off! Off! Ball's available. It's your own player, it's under.
Elliott fishes it out. Good stop there on Ryan Everly.
Good.
Elliott, they're going from touchline to touchline to try and test this Northumbria defence. Can they find the way to unlock it? 10 metres shy. Robinson.
Move, Black, release!
Elliott again. James. Ben Dixon. Elliott. Just 4 or 5 metres out. Patient play. It's been patient rugby from the home side. Try and wear down this Northumbria defence. Ryan Everly. Elliott again. Elliott. James. Robinson. Elliott again. He goes himself. He tries to go for the line. How shy? Is he short?
Try, yeah? Try.
Try given.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
patient rugby pays off. 11 minutes to go. Leeds now have the lead with a simple conversion to come. And all of a sudden, we haven't just set up a grandstand finish, we've set up a major grandstand finish. 10 minutes to go. Enthralling stuff.
Yeah, you said it, Johnny. Very patient play from Leeds Beckett. Safe hands. Steph James with the initial little break. He smuggled the ball out on the offload. And then the dart a little bit weak round the fringes on the defence from the men in black. And the replacement scrum half wriggled his way over. And with this kick, it makes things very, very interesting because Northumbria with the bonus point at the moment, all they need to do is draw to win the championship. So a penalty will get them there, but the way the scoring's been so far, you wouldn't feel comfortable with a draw in the bag, would you?
Well, I laughed that off earlier, in all fairness. I think we were chatting upstairs in the club. I said, well, that would be an enthralling game if that was to happen, and you know, I tell you what, Joe, we're not far away from that. So, Northumbria, but do they know that? That's the question. Do they know that they've got the draw in their hands as well?
Oh, I'm sure they do. They've had 3 weeks to stew over this. They must know the maths.
So we have 9.5 minutes to play. Bragman with the restart. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti with a grandstand finish here at Bramhope in Leeds. To remind you once more, as it stands, the trophy goes to Exeter. The title goes down to Exeter. Northumbria, a penalty is good enough for them. A tie is good enough for them. They will take the title as they've already picked up a bonus point with 5 tries. A win is also more than enough, but a draw will also do. 9 minutes left to play. They're on tenterhooks in Exeter. They're on tenterhooks in Northumbria. They're on tenterhooks here in Leeds.
Twos, tempo, speed it up, quicker.
Where is this title going?
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Elliott with the put in. So it looks like to wind down this clock. And the referee's going to restart that one and reload again. Which is good news for Leeds and good news for Exeter.
You stay square, you don't send him in, you go straight before you go across, yeah? He went straight across first, yeah?
8 minutes.
So you stay square, you go straight.
Just to give you an idea, that clock is a rough indicator, by the way. We do go on the referee's whistle, just to remind you.
Let's go, fellas.
But right now, I think the heart is racing.
Fellas.
For the fans of Northumbria University and the fans of Exeter.
Quicker. Crouch!
Leeds Beckett come here to be the kingmakers today.
Bind! Set!
And right now, I think there'll be some of the finest champagne Going Leeds Beckett's way from Exeter University.
Number 3.
They get the penalty and be sending this ball up the field. And now clock is the enemy for the men in black.
Big scrum there from the home team. They've managed to reassert their dominance at the set piece just in the last 15 minutes. And it's providing a platform for them to score, but also a nightmare for Northumbria to contain and build their own momentum.
10. Still got 10.
This is where you dig deep. This is the difference between champions and could-have-beens.
Number 1.
And Northumbria, well, their league season is going to be defined in the next 7 minutes.
It's just a pity we haven't got a camera down in Exeter right now. They must be on a roller coaster of emotions down there.
I think it's probably for the best. I dread to think what's happening down there.
Scrappy line out. And it may have gone to the men in black. Indeed it has. Can they find something towards the death of not only this game but their season? 3 points is more than enough. A tie is good. Bragman.
Release!
Christie.
Tackle!
Northumbria's scrum half. Offloads to Mike Newstead.
Release!
Christie again. Time for somebody to be a hero. Time for somebody to be the villain, maybe. With Koki. Good tackle there from Ben Dixon. Christie to his left-hand side. Bragman. Howarth. Goes one way, then the other.
Off feet!
Around 5 minutes or so left to play. Christie again. Masai. Newstead.
Tackle!
Bragman. Ed Coulson. They're on the run again, Northumbria. They're finding the gap, so Koki.
Use it!
Just shy of the Leeds 22. Christie. Robinson finds a gap, but is stopped in his tracks. But Northumbria gain more yards. Bragman.
Oh, play on.
Bragman. Maloney into the 22. Picked up again. And it may have been turned over and gone Leeds' way.
Inside!
It's a scrap fest, and indeed the referee's got his arm out to see. No,
Yes!
it's still on the floor, and I think it's been turned over. Indeed it has. Elliott's there ready to kick this one down the field. Box kick from Elliott, sends it downfield, and it's going to stay in play. It is just, but comes out a bit loose and scrappy. Elliott has it, and now Leeds may look to put this game to bed. Instead it goes out the other way. Scrap fest all of a sudden, and here comes Jamie Ross. Jamie Ross to his left-hand side. It's gone a bit messy and scrappy all of a sudden, and Northumbria still have the possession with Bragman. Coulson looking for the line. Try saving tackle, because he would have been in if he beat them players. And still it's still open there for the University of Northumbria. Howarth inside the Leeds 22. Penalty to Leeds.
Stop the contest at the breakdown. You come round the man on the floor and took him.
3.5 minutes left to play.
Round the man on the floor.
And could that be the last chance Northumbria may get?
You stop the contest at the breakdown.
I can barely watch at the moment, Johnny. It is end-to-end stuff with no one leaving anything out there. Great counter-attacking play from Northumbria. But the defence from Leeds Beckett is resolute. Their turnover game is sensational. There's bodies everywhere. Everybody is giving it 110% out there. And I just don't know what way this game's going to go.
I could ask you, Joe, man of the match. If it was plenty of nominees.
This is the difficult question that is constantly thrown our way with the tight nature of all these BUCS games.
There's no straight in the line. Let's go.
I mean, there's been some unbelievable performances throughout the game. It's really dependent on where it goes. I don't want to make the call, Johnny. I know that my producer's going to get right in my ear about this. But as the score stands, so
Well, you have to give us one from each depending on the scoreline then.
look, Northumbria, you can't look past Ed Corson's hat-trick. He's been a threat every time he's got the ball. 3 tries, he nearly burst through the defence there again to make it a 4th. He's been the standout man for Northumbria, but with the team in the lead and looking to take the victory at the moment, you've got to look at the guy who's worked his way all the way from the 4th team up to the 1st team, wearing the number 10 jersey for Leeds Beckett. It would be Steph James, but let's see what happens here.
Well, Koki going down the line, and he's still bursting through. Great tackle again from Dan Kelly. Christie picks up just shy of the 22. This game's not over. Robinson. Christie. Bragman. Howarth. Got a man to his left, and instead is stopped by Stefan James. Ball pops out to Christie. Do they have anything left in the tank? Bragman. Into the 22. Going to find a way of getting this ball out, and they have a penalty coming their way.
You've held him into it's a scrub.
That is massive.
Well. And Bragman's kicking hasn't been the best in the last few kicks. And what pressure you could have on him now with less than a minute to go.
Do you know what? That actually looks like a scrum. I'm not sure of the reason. Maybe the ball was trapped in there and wasn't coming out.
Well, I thought he gave a penalty at first, but alas, it could be a scrum instead. Well, what is the decision here from our referee? We've got a player going off. That's number 4 for Leeds Beckett, Stuart Nell. I think it is. You're right. I think you're right. It is going to be a scrum. Motions are riding high here in Bramhope at the West Park Rugby Club. Apologies for any colourful language you may be hearing, but that's our man of the match that we pick. And Stefan James is an excellent game for Leeds Beckett University, and this could be the whole season rolled into this play. We've got time in the red right now, but take that with a pinch of salt because that's only an estimation. We've got the referee and the touch judge having a conference.
Oh, is it right, okay. Okay, we're good, boys, yeah? Okay, tap on.
Well,
Let's go.
all on this. More importantly, who's got the put in? Northumbria have. Could be down to a drop goal. Or a moment of magic.
Can you imagine if a drop goal decides the championship?
The whole championship rests on this play. Time to be a hero. Christie with the put in.
Set. Use. Thank you.
Robinson picks up. Bragman. Coulson. Back to Bragman. Goes out to Koki. Howarth. Maloney going for the line. 5 metres short, but he's using his strength to get his way nearer. And it's gone the other way. And is that time?
Whoa.
A little bit of after, still maybe one more play. The ball has been knocked forward. Leeds will have the scrum, and all of a sudden the champagne corks could be going off in Exeter.
Huge defensive set from Leeds Beckett again there. Aidan Maloney's a big man. He scores plenty of tries. So difficult to stop from that range.
Again, nothing more than apologise for the emotions running high here right now. This could be the last kick of the game, the last play of the game. Northumbria, well, it is the same week as the Cheltenham Festival. They've come here to Leeds and they blundered at the last. And Exeter have come up the rails. I'm going to take the winning post here and take it on the line. Elliott with the put in. Is there still time, or is this start the car time? Game over. They're gonna run it. The ball pops up and still collects in Leeds possession. Elliott with the kick. It's a box kick downfield as well. We still have time. We still have time in abundance, maybe. Howarth.
feet.
Christie. Robinson. Is there still another twist in this tile? Christie goes deep to Bragman. Bragman. Coulson. Man to his left-hand side, uses Maloney. Maloney comes back in field. Christie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wakoki Koki.
Use.
Do Northumbria have one more trick up their sleeve? Christie. Bragman. Coulson again. They're going to try this right flank once more. They've been successful 3 times. Maloney. Bloodworth.
Use.
Christie again. Mike Newstead inside the 22. They may go into the pocket here. Bragman. Couple of numbers on the left-hand side. It's opened up a little here for Bordle. Into the 22 they come.
Ball is there. Ball is there.
Slowly picked up by Michael Walton, who inches his way forward. And still they retain possession. The team from the northeast. A penalty will do, a drop goal will do. And they will win the title. They're going to go for the try line. Try to do it the old-fashioned way, maybe. Bragman, Coulson. Coulson got Maloney to his right-hand side. He's going to go himself. Coulson for the try line. 6 metres short. And it's gone the other way. And is that the game? And is that the title? Going down to Exeter. There's the mark. There's the line. Emotions running high here. We can do nothing more than apologise. Tap and go. Out it goes. If you're in Exeter, start cheering right now because you are the BUCS Super Rugby champions for 2017-18. Northumbria have roared around the BUCS Super Rugby field all season, but they have fallen at the last hurdle.
Well played.
The title goes down to Exeter. They are the BUCS Super Rugby champions for 2017-18. Northumbria come to Leeds needing a win. They were 3 points short in the end as Leeds Beckett have taken this tie and concluded a fantastic BUCS Super Rugby season by 33 points to 30. Fantastic.
Yes, top man. Thank you. Thank you, no worries, cheers.
Do stay with us here on Free Sports because Joe is going to be getting reaction from all the players here from both sides. Leeds Beckett will get home advantage in the playoffs when Hartbury come to town next week or the week after. Northumbria will have the consolation of being the number 2 seeds in the playoffs as well. But they're just that little bit shy. Congratulations to the University of Exeter. They are the BUCS Super Rugby champions for 2017-18. Enthralling tie in this BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. Leeds Beckett have defeated Northumbria University by 33 points to 30.
Welcome back to West Park, ladies and gentlemen, after a quite thrilling game of BUCS Rugby. I know our official sponsor is Yoti, but I think we should be doing a tie-up with the defibrillator company because it's been another heart stopper here with Leeds Beckett triumphing 33-30. Desolation for Northumbria, but glory for Exeter. It's a very, very difficult interview to have, Darren, after that. I mean, you know, how can you put that into words?
I'm gutted. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that I'm not. I'm absolutely devastated. But it's going to be one of them that, on reflection, first of all, credit to Leeds. I thought they played outstanding. I thought they were very streetwise, very mature performance. I think they tricked the ref a lot of times. I thought I was credit, and that's clever rugby. So credit to Kerry and Cole and the Leeds boys, and Exeter. Obviously, congratulations on winning the league. You've been a great team this year, and congratulations on that. But I'm so proud of our lads, and I mean that. We've got so much to play for still this season. There's a quarter final in 2 weeks, which you have to get back on the horse and go again, because, like I say, you can play at Twickenham this year, which would make everything a bit sweeter. But we're hurting, but honestly, there's cliches you can pull out. But I'm so proud of this group of lads, and they should be. They're just a great set of lads, and to finish second, I'm so proud. I'm hurting, but I'm proud as punch.
It's not a cliche to say you're proud of them. They've given you everything all season. Is there anything you would have done differently out there today?
No, on reflection, there probably will be when I have a bit of time to think. But listen, we gave up. The lads gave their all. They're the ones that go out and do it. It's easy for me at times to stand on camera and say, come on after wins or after good games, but the lads go out there and do it, and there's people back at the office, there's Tom and Daisy, people like that who do a lot behind the scenes. This is a great programme, a great set of lads, and I'm so proud to be the head of it. And on reflection, is there something that could come differently? Probably is. I'll look at myself, I'll look at the lads, and I'm sure there is, because you can always get better, but I don't know at the moment.
As you said, galling this evening, but if you look at where you were last season and look at where you are now, as you said, pride is the only word you can use to describe that.
Definitely, yeah, and I think it's one of them. It's easy to say, oh well, we've done all right, but the reality is, in 2 years we've gone from, I think, ranked 14th in the country to second at the moment. So hey, that's a great effort, and like I say, it's credit to the lads. So yeah, I'm devastated, but would I have taken second at the start? Yeah, of course I would, but I'd really love to win the title tonight, so I'm not making an excuse.
But you're going to get another shot of glory in the knockouts, aren't you? You're going to dust yourself down and come back fighting again.
100%, yeah, 100%.
We've loved watching you so far in the league, all right, Dazza. Thanks so much for jumping on.
Cheers,
For the best of the boys. Lads, well, we're just going to grab a moment with the winners. God, Kerry, in you get. It's not just Steph in the limelight. You know, we'll talk to you, Steph. Man of the match. Worked your way up from the 4 team to find yourself in the first. Roy, the Rovers stuff.
Yeah, it's not just me. I mean, all the boys put a shift in. I suppose this time last week we're sort of pondering, thinking we've lost the game against Trent, who haven't won a game all year. But we had a big statement to make. We've gone down to Cardiff. We've done a real job down there. Big game here on a Wednesday night in front of our home crowd, and yeah, we've done it again. So that's all we wanted, was a bit of momentum to go into the playoffs. Lucky enough, we've got it. So we look forward to the visit of Hartbury in a couple of weeks now. Yeah,
you must be relishing the playoffs. I mean, the spirit's got to be stratospheric now.
Yeah, the boys will be up and about tonight. I'm pretty sure of it. But now we'll have a couple of days off, and we'll work out next week, and we'll have a bit of a preview on Hartbury. They did a bit of a job on us up here a few weeks back, which I was on the sideline watching, which wasn't nice. So now we've got to put things right, I think.
Are you telling me that you're the missing ingredient?
Nah, I'm not saying that.
All right, look, we're going to check out some of the highlights from this half, if you wouldn't mind staying. There are a few Northumbria ones in here that you're going to have to contend with, but we'll talk through it. I mean, what were the emotions going through the boys when they came out charging from the blocks this fast?
Yeah, we were sort of worried. We know they're a team that can play real well. We know 10's the big threat, 13's got good feet. Yeah, they like to play wide to wide, so we knew that we had to work hard in defence, stay connected. But yeah, as you saw right at the end there, we're willing to work hard for each other, which is probably something that was missing sort of a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, all credit to Northumbria. They're a good side. They played a good brand of rugby all year. So yeah, all credit to them.
Well, they scored this try, but then you orchestrating from 10, you got a bit of front foot here, broke down the right, great dummy there, and you guys managed to keep your composure tight to the line when their defence was disorganised.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think we've lost the yard of pace over the last couple of weeks. That winger's got a bit of wheels in it, but now we've managed to compose ourselves, and it's probably something that we've lacked all year. Close to the line is a bit of composure, but we've shown it there, and yeah, all credit to the boys.
So with you at the bottom of that ruck, who would have been stepping into the 10 channel and orchestrating things?
Our 9's a really good orchestrator. Our 12, Harry Collier, fellow Welshman, is also a really good orchestrator. So yeah, we've got plenty of ball players around the pitch, and yeah, we've got plenty of playmakers.
This Ed Coulson and the right flank seems to be a little bit of a problem for you guys in the match. He came in here again. They're starting to get a bit of momentum. What are you guys thinking then?
Yeah, I think it's quite a soft try really. We're a bit passive in defence. We've got to get off the line a bit better, which is something that we need to work on, try and eat the space a bit. But all credit to them, it's good rugby, and yeah, there's not much we can do about that really.
Right, we've got a bit of a contentious one coming up. I'd love to hear what Kerry's thoughts are from the touchline. We'll slow it down here. Was this a knock on?
I think you could see that already. Yeah, it was a knock on, but you know, like it's. I think the referees were consistent today. There was a few calls that didn't go our way and a few calls that probably didn't go their way. So, you know, I think it balances it out a little bit. But certainly, I know that their mics went down on the touch. Judge was trying to mic that in for a knock on, but their batteries went flat. So maybe they've got a bit of a reflection point going forward to make sure their batteries are charged up, because that's a crucial part, isn't it? You know.
That is a very diplomatically put answer there, Kerry. Well, you know, they really had their tails up here and just staring down, look at a loss here when they come through for the next one. But you managed to find some resolve. That must be the most pleasing thing about this victory, Kerry.
Yeah. The thing is like Steph said, you know, we're really worked for each other today. You know what I mean? And that Nottingham game made us realise that we need to make sure that we work together, you know what I mean, and work hard for each other, and we pulled that out today, and it's pleasing to see, and this gives us momentum now going forward, you know, into the knockout stages. And that's what we've all been talking about for the last couple of weeks, is about momentum, and that's key for us, and it's another step on the ladder for us going forward.
Mate, great stuff. And you had the final say here again, a lot of composure shown at the line. It's another shot of Northumbria score there. Sorry to bludgeon you guys with these scores from the men in black, but a good little bit of a reflection point, as you would put it, Kerry, for work-ons for next week. But here's your winning try.
Yeah, not really sure what I'm doing there. Panicked a little bit, but we managed to regain a bit of composure. Forwards have been great all year for us. Lovely feet from James, and he's lucky enough to get over really. Yeah, all happy, all good.
And the kick, any nerves? Oh, it was Connor, was it? No, it was you, wasn't it?
The conversion, yeah, I didn't strike it too great, but lucky enough it went through the middle, so yeah, I won't worry about that.
Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Well, diving over there to break Northumbrian hearts. And it was well maestroed by you. You were Geppetto, pulling the strings for the duration of the evening. We're so impressed, and we love the story of you working your way up, you know, from 4 team last year, a lot of second team, and taking your opportunity. I know you got some important kicks last week as well against Met. So, without further ado, Kerry, would you like to present the Yoti Man of the Match bottle of champagne, which I'm sure will be enjoyed very irresponsibly later this evening? No, I say in jest. Steph, enjoy the victory of the lads. I'll just grab a moment with Kerry, if you don't mind. Kerry, you must be buzzing, mate.
Yeah, really buzzing. As I said, spoke to you before the game, Joe, that, you know, this is about momentum, and I think we started that in Cardiff, and we had a really good week, good prep, and you know, we know what Northumbria were going to bring. You know, they play that wide-to-wide attack, and they throw the ball around like no one else in the league, and that's why they're right up at the top. You know, and we had a few things that we thought we could do to negate that, and tonight it came off a little bit. You know, still squeaky bum time there at the end, but you know, as I said, they've got attacking threats all over, and you know, credit to Daz and their coaching team. You know, it's a fantastic game to watch and fantastic team to watch, and you know, luckily we won this time. You know.
The resolve and the togetherness of the boys is mighty impressive, but from a technical point of view, what impressed you the most? Was it the defence and the way you held them out at the end, or the set piece? What was it?
I think, you know, we see ourselves as pretty strong up front, you know what I mean? And where do I say that won us the game or we did well? I'd say our control around the whole game, you know, knowing that we have to defend well and stay connected against a team like this. We did that extremely well, better than we did against Cardiff, and probably better than we did against Nottingham. And then we give our boys the freedom to play into what they want. You know, and Colin, our director of rugby, you know, as the attack coach, he sort of dictates how we attack, but gives them freedom and the options to take what's in front of them, and that's where we play our best rugby, I think, and that showed that tonight. You know, we played some good rugby, as well as squeezed them a little bit as well where we can.
It was a bit of a shaky start to 2018. You had the 3 losses, Exeter, Hartbury, Nottingham Trent.
Yeah.
But you guys are now pairing at the right time. Was there any like chat of crisis at all during that period?
No, not really. You know, it was quite a funny one, really, because, you know, we're a new squad. You know, we brought 12 new players in this year, and, you know, had a big transition year. And, you know, as coaching staff and the team behind the team, we sort of had our own mini goals of getting mid-table and just consolidating that and building from that. The boys wanted to go to Twickenham from day one and win the cup from day one, you know, and that was stretching goals. I think that, you know, as we went, we started off pretty well at the start of the year, and having that little blips helped us a little bit, if I'm honest with you. You know what I mean? We were never arrogant in the way we think we're better than everyone else, but we certainly
Believe in yourself.
Yeah, believe in yourself, and there might have been a little bit of complacency get in there into that start of that 2018 with that big break, and as I said to you before, you know, having so many games called off here didn't help our momentum, and now we're getting that momentum back, and we're playing consistent rugby consistently every week. So I think it's you know, bears fruits for us going forward, you know, the knockouts.
Do you think having 12 players, you could look at it that you've got 12 new players and you're trying to build a team from fresh, or that you're not carrying the hangover of last season and the disappointment of taking a lot of defeats?
Yeah, I've said this before. I think I said it to you at the Bath game. We went through a tough time last year, and there's a lot of players. There's good, probably 15, 16 players out in that squad that play week in, week out, that lost every game and pretty much at the last play of the game a lot of the times last year. So I knew that we were going to bear the fruits of it this year, and bringing in the other players around that, you know, some quality players around that, you know, they know what it feels like to win and know what it's like to sort of taste defeat right at the last minute. So I think it's made them better players collectively, and obviously as a team it's made us stronger as a team. So, you know, exciting times ahead.
Tough as woodpeckers' lips mentally, aren't they?
Not about that.
All right, we got to have a mention about the champions Exeter, who are probably not even watching now. They're bouncing off the walls down in Devon. What do you say about them?
Well, you know, to be top of the tree is, or in the top 3, top 4 is a hard graft in Super Rugby, and you don't get there by fluke. You know, so, you know, deserve winners for me. You know what I mean? They're strong up front, they're strong out wide. They play a relentless game coming around the corner, which is quite a difficult game to go up against, really. So, you know, fair play to them. You know, we've done them a favour this time, but certainly I like to play them in the knockouts out of everyone, if I'm honest, and I'll put that out there as well.
Fighting talk, I love it.
Yeah,
You're not scared of anyone after a victory like that, right?
It's only rugby. There's nothing to be scared about. It's just a game, isn't it? You know.
Well, mate, a game that you played very well tonight. Congratulations, Kerry. Appreciate your time, and enjoy the celebration. I know you got a pink ticket tonight, so you kick back and enjoy yourself.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, buddy.
Right, there you have it. The winning coach, Kerry Wood, and a season climax to end all season climax. The Men in Black have been out of this world all season, but it's living proof that rugby heaven is a place on earth, and it's down in Devon. Exeter are the league champions for 2018. We'll be back next week with the Cup knockouts on the unusual day of Tuesday evening. We haven't decided what game we're going to bring, but on evidence of the last few weeks, it's going to be a cracker. Join us next week, and thank you for coming this evening.